Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you have not liked and subscribe the channel, please like and subscribe the channel. This is the place where you can learn Microsoft Intune. Today in this video, I'm going to share you about the three best practices to help strengthen your Intune administrative control. The first one, so in this post, this is, as you can see, this is the blog post by the Microsoft. And as you all know, because of the some war happening in Iran, between US and Iran, and all the Gulf countries, between all the Gulf countries. So there is some cyber attack happen in the Gulf, in some of the medicine center by the sky striker, right? So what, being as a Intune admin, you should protect your Intune environment. So Microsoft Intune gives IT and security teams a powerful way to manage endpoints at a large scale, like deploying applications, enforcing security policies, baseline policies, and some of these configurations through XML to keep user productivity and your organization make sure it's protected. That's why the strong admin protection matters, right? So that the right people can make the right changes in the right scope with the right safeguard, right? So you may have L1, L2, L3, L4, right? So in this post, actually, we'll walk through the three practical approaches, not just theoretical, practical approaches to strengthen your Intune environment or within your organization. So the first, you should determine, start with the least privilege, right? So you can design your roles around the real admin jobs, right? So minimum list, not give more. Like if it's L1, we have already made video and maybe you already know about how to create roles and assign to the groups, right? So that when we and assign to the give access only, I mean, or list access, minimum access to those L1 folks, right? Level 1 support team. The second was embrace phishing resistance authentication and privilege access hygiene. This is very important, and by leveraging the Microsoft Entra capabilities to reduce account and token compromise, right? And the phishing is one of the most dangerous and it's very common, right? The third one is enable multi-admin control in Intune for sensitive changes, right? Like if you want to retire, wipe, or some of your Intune admin wants to do some of these extra, so you can enable multi-admin approval. I have already made video about MAA, so you can go and watch and you can search on my channel. You will find it how you can enable the multi-admin approval. So all these three are very practical approach to strengthen or protect your Intune environment. We'll go a little more into details, right? So what does means start with the least privilege designs around design rules and around real admin jobs. I will not read all this article. You can always go and read. I will put this link in the descriptions. So the the, the list privilege means you can, we have the role based access control, right? That is called RBAC control. You can create a let me go to the Intune, and if you go here, users, of tenant administrations, you can see roles here, right? So there are some built-in rules. You can create a custom rules, right? You see these are the built-in rules and these are the custom rules. So if you have seen, this is, I have created a custom rules. You can always go and edit or create and give some of the permissions, like what the remote task and L3 team can do, what are the managed devices. You can click on permissions and edit it. That is the call rollback access control. So that, so start with the minimum permissions, right? So if anything happen, there are many built-in rules you can't modify it because you just directly use it, right? But it's recommended better to use the custom Intune custom rules. I have already made detailed video on this one. You can always go and read it. So least privilege is what is a least privilege? Maybe you're thinking, right? So least privilege means is about limiting both the actions as an admin can take and the user and devices those actions can be applied to. In Intune, role-based access control scope tag enable you to also constrain an admin visibility. Like we have already made video how to create a scope and how to use that scope tag, so that if if you have multiple admin, right, or multiple teams like managing Windows devices, Mac devices, iOS, Android, so you can limit that, so that those admins can not view your devices. Like if you are not managing, your team is not managing Windows or Mac devices, you are not able to see, right? So those kind of scope can help you in a better way, right? For example, only the device assigned to a specific reasons, you can also do that through scoping. Business unit, platform teams, or L1 team, L2 team, they cannot do so. When you're implementing role-based access control policy, you can limit both the actions and the user and devices an admin can has a permission over. So what you can do, you can treat a Intune administrator as a sort of job specific rules, not a blanket entitlement, right? You can always g- go and read it. Right, the second, as I mentioned, embrace phishing resistance authentication and privilege exercising. So this is actually privilege access should be hard to obtain and hard to reuse. Microsoft Intra ID capabilities, conditional access, and MFA, right? You all know MFA and conditional access. I don't have to explain again. You can go and search. So, which will provide the policy engine that governs who can administrator Intune from where and what under what conditions. So, you see, you can create a dedicated or conditional access policy in the Microsoft Entra, and which actually require a compliant devices or challenge high risk users sign in restrict access to location or trusted network where feasible reduce the eliminate policy exclusion. So conditional access is one of the most strong policy in the intra environment. You can try based, there are so many conditions you can apply, right? You can select all or one of them, try this one, right? You can read all these detail. The third one I will quickly talk about the multi-admin approval, which I already made. Multi-admin approval actually introduce a practical governance control. Selected Intune changes require a second authorization admin to review and approve before deployment. I mean, suppose one of the admin had issued a retire or wipe command, the another admin has to approve, then that wipe command will be issued to those devices or any of these policy changes. And this is actually enforced for both Intune admin center action and action performed through Intune Graph API as well. It is mentioned. So make sure if you are using Graph API for any automations, this will, if you enable the multi-admin approval, it will also impact, right? Because this multi-admin app policy is going to enforce across all the platform, whether it's Windows, iOS, Android, and Graph API and admin approval as well. So this multi-admin approval MAA reduce the risk that a single action can result in a tenant-wide impact. So why this is happening? Why we should enable? Because in case by mistake somebody has gain access to your environment and they perform a wipe command to all your devices. This is what happened with these strikers. So make sure you enable this multi-admin approval, and so that it will require the second level of approval for high impact Intune workflow, right? Such as I mentioned, role-based access control, the multi-admin approval, and this will actually will add additional safeguard to your environment and content and help you to contain potential tenant wide impact, right? So uh, you can decide based on the role based access control and also enable the multi admin. So how these measures add up to the strong administration protection, right? So you can see once you enable this multi-admin or all these three, like list privilege, give, use role-based access control, and use multi-admin approval, this will, so that you can it will help you to relying on the trusted administrator, right? You have enabled all this like MFA, conditional access, list access, role based access control, and MFA, so that the tenant will have a safe, right? These all practices will help your organization advance safer speed, clear separation of duties between the team, stronger audit readiness, who has access on what and which reasons, which type of devices, who perform what, who has approved that, those kind of logs will be there, and it will be more resilient endpoint operation. So if you are looking for place to start, just go through the video, start using this, at least minimum, create some role, assign some list privilege, and enforce the conditional access, and adopt phishing resistant MFA with for all the admin scenario, and then of course the script deployment through multi-admin approval as well. I will show you where you can see the multi-admin approval. If you go to the tenant administration and you see here, uh, multi-admin approval, right? So you see here, once you create uh, the policies, right, you will see all the requests with the pending, who's requested, business certification, resource, and then you will see my request and access policy as well. So you can create here the access policy. Suppose I am creating M10 MA test policy, just giving a name, a script, right? You want to device retire, device delete, device wipe, let's say device wipe, Windows and non-Windows only, there is two, right? So non-Windows, it's applied to Android, iOS, Mac, and Windows as well, right? So you select, you see by default it's selecting one device wipe, but if you select the tenant configuration, let's say select one configurations which will change. Yeah, so if you select app, it will give the Windows and non-Windows, right? So if you select the other actions like configurations, it will apply to both, right? So if you select a role, so only apps is up, only apps has options you can apply to MA only for Windows or non-Windows devices. So let's try with the device wipe, right? And you see it will also apply for the bulk devices and the graph API as well. Click next and assign to a groups, uh, who have who has access to your groups. I don't have the group, I'm just selecting this one for the testing, and you see here the business, before these resources can be created, it must be approved by the other admin. Before you submit this request, you must enter your business justification. So once I submit, it will go for the other admin approval. So I am just creating submit for approval, right? So you will see here request. If I refresh, you see here requested by, and it's a need approval. So what you have to do, you have to just click it here and you can complete the request. Since I have already logged in, so only other admin can approve, you can't approve. I can cancel it as well, I can approve it. If I cancel, so it will get cancelled, of course. Let me refresh this, it says it's a cancel, right? So this is how, if you if you if you if you have want to try to delete the devices, it will show here, it will cancel and approve, but other admin has to go to here and they will not get notification, they have to go to here and approve all these requests here, so that the devices wipe can be performed. I hope you learned something new. Try using conditional access, try using PIM, right, privilege access management, and assign the list role, and of course the multi-admin approval, which is one of the very good things available in the Microsoft Intune tenant. I hope you like the video. Please share with your colleagues and learn, keep learning. Thank you, have a good day.